Hello, Weekend Crafter! Welcome back to the Craft Time Studio. I'm Ange, your weekend crafter, and for this weekend, I'm taking inspiration from our recent beach trips. My daughter loves picking broken shells, and she thought that maybe I could think of how to combine clay with shells. Before beginning this project, let's clean our mat first. I always use a glass mat, so I clean it with some alcohol and wipe it down. Now that my mat is clean, let's bring out the clay. I chose a dark color for my main slab because most of the shells that I'll be using are almost white. To contrast, I'll be using the neutral colors that I mixed the week before. If you missed my color mixing video last week, I'm placing a link to the video above. You'll also need some petal cutters, silicone molds of small flowers, a micro circular puncher, a brush, and a tissue blade. You'll also need a roller and some medium grit sandpaper. First, roll out the main slab into the number 4 setting. Then place the sandpaper on top of the slab and roll it carefully with a manual roller. Next, roll out the 3 neutral pastel colors into the number 7 setting. I want to make small leaves, but since I don't have a small enough cutter, I combine a small petal cutter with a leaf cutter. As with my usual projects, I like being organized, and so I cut out all the shapes that I need, and I do it by color. I stick each leaf randomly on this tiny slab. I'm actually doing a small slab because I could only find a few shells that looked like they could be a pair. Now that all the leaves are in place, get the sandpaper and roller, and again, very lightly roll the sandpaper on top of the design. But be careful because we don't want to distort the leaves. Next, get the detail needle and draw lines across each leaf to make the main vein. To make the other veins, get the tissue blade and make lines on each side of the leaf. Bring out the silicone molds of small flowers. I also get my soft brush and some mica powder. I want to make my leaves shiny to match the shiny coat of my shells. Brush the silicone mold with some mica so that the flowers will get some shine as well. Push some white clay on the mold and remove the excess with a tissue blade. This is similar to the satin slice technique so that the flower will have a flat back. I'm sharing a link on the tutorial of how to use silicone molds. But before I attach the flowers, I make the center of each leaf by rolling a very thin snake. I do this for each of the petals to give it a 3D effect. Now we can go back to the flowers. Make enough flowers that you could spread across the slab. This is barely a 1.5 inch by 2.5 inch slab, but I kid you not when I say that it really takes a lot of time and patience to finish a detailed slab, especially one with such tiny details. When your slab is done, you can get the cutters and punch out the shapes. When cutting your slab, make sure you put even pressure on your cutter to get a clean cut. also put my holes before baking using micro circular cutters. While these pieces are baking, let's bring the shells out. The shells that my daughter collects are broken ones, with holes in them so that she could use it for her crafting. It's convenient to use since I don't have to drill any holes on them anymore. For this jewelry part, you will also need some eye pins. I also got out some faux pearls. You will also need some jump rings to attach all the pieces together. This is the part of the video that I normally don't show because it is quite tedious just attaching the pieces together and figuring out the combinations that work best with the pieces. But just for today, I'll be showing you the entire process so that you can see how much work it really takes to assemble handmade pieces. When opening jump rings, remember to separate them sideways so as not to distort the ring. Now, it's finally time to combine our baked clay pieces with the shells. Combining two or more materials is called mixed media art. I know that there are parts in the world that are just starting on their summer break, so I hope that you get inspired with these seashell earrings. Searching online, there are actually a lot of people who use broken seashells for crafting. I'll be sharing some links in the description for YouTube suggestions on seashell crafting. If you haven't yet, I hope you do consider liking and subscribing to the Craft Time Studio for your weekend dose of crafts. Have a crafty weekend. Bye!